Now look, there are famous clock towers all around the world. There's that big one over in London.
Hey, look, kids, there's Big Ben.
Of course, then there's that one in Hill Valley that was struck by lightning way back in 1955, and the...
Save the clock tower. Mayor Wilson is sponsoring an initiative to replace that clock.
Okay, lady, wrong year, wrong town. There's a quarter. But perhaps the most famous of all, or at least the most beloved clock tower of all, is this one, right here in Spokane, Washington. But it's not here today because of some grassroots campaign to collect quarters.
Save the clock tower!
Though that's not far off, actually. Instead of being saved by that lady, this clock tower still dominates the Spokane skyline, thanks to this man.
Anything I can do to help you out.
Jerry Quinn, founder of the Quinn ad agency.
You guys are wonderful.
One-time strongman.
I was 158 pounds. I did a 320-pound bench press.
Jeez.
So double my weight.
And perhaps most importantly for this tale, lover of all things trains.
This crazy guy plays with model trains.
Because Jerry's passion for trains
Imagine a country without trains. Where would we be?
is why visitors to Riverfront Park today can always know what time it is. But for the tower's first 70 years of existence, well, it served as a beacon for travelers.
That tower is back there to tell people you come here to get on the train to go to Chicago or Seattle or California.
But in the early 70s, just as planning and preparation got underway for Expo 74, the powers that be wanted to get rid of the Great Northern Station, along with the Union Station where the Red Wagon now sits.
Now that's a beautiful building. I don't care what day it is or what year it is.
But much like a 1.21 gigawatt lightning bolt,
Save the clock tower.
wasn't going to stop this lady from saving Hill Valley's clock tower, a little World's Fair, and opposition from pretty much everyone in political power at the time wasn't going to stop Jerry from trying to save Spokane's Great Northern Station either.
I see them as beautiful buildings for different purposes. Union Station could have been a planetarium. We could have had meetings and parties and events around the Great Northern Station for sure.
Despite gathering 15,000 signatures to get the issue on the ballot that year, Jerry's efforts came up short, with only 43% in favor of saving the station, but all was not lost.
The city came back and says, well, we'll save the tower as a compensation for the effort.
The station would go, but its clock tower would stay. Yet at the time, Jerry wasn't satisfied with what he viewed as a consolation prize.
I thought it was a failure.
But now, 50 years after what he viewed as a failed fight,
I've changed my mind on that. Before I looked on it as a negative, but now I look at it as pride. It's a beautiful tower all by itself.
he can finally look at it through a different lens.
Now it has its own purpose. It has its own history.
And half a century later, Jerry Quinn still fights for trains and train stations, just on a much smaller scale.
I'm trying to save a train club right now.
His train club in Spokane Valley.
We can't afford to stay here, so we have to move the layout to a spot.
As his crusade for trains continues, the city of Spokane will honor Jerry's fight for this tower all those years ago, this month on October 13th. It may not have been the result he wanted at the time.
For 49 years, I thought I failed, but now looking back, I'm glad the station tower was saved.
Saved for Spokane.
Without it, we'd be a nothing town, if at all.
And saved as the legacy of Jerry Quinn, a New Jersey kid who moved to the Lilac City and fell in love with trains. Should it be the Quinn Clock Tower, officially?
You can use it. I give you permission. You have it now.
Cory Howard, KHQ Local News.